Good morning. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Wheatland Electric Cooperative's 2025 annual meeting. In addition to having the meeting here in Scott City, we will be streaming the meeting live to 7 additional locations in Leota, Tribune, Syracuse, Garden City, Great Bend, Harper, and Caldwell. From any location, co-op members like you will be able to learn, voice, connect, and win amazing door prizes, including our grand prize giveaway. So before we get started, I would like to remind everyone to please fill out your prize slips and place them in the drum or box at your location if you've not already done so. This year, we've included an American Customer Satisfaction Index survey in your registration bags. Your opinions help us enhance your cooperative service experience. If you haven't already, we encourage you to complete the survey and submit it at the ACSI table at each location. Members that complete the survey will be entered to win a $250 gift prize. Your input drives our commitment to continuous improvement and ensuring we meet your needs effectively. At Wheatland, we like to start every meeting with a safety tip, and today's tip is the National Safety Council recommends every family have an emergency plan in place in the event of a natural disaster or other catastrophic event. Spring is a great time to review that plan with family members. Have a home and car emergency kit. FEMA says an emergency kit should include 1 gallon of water per day for each person, at least a 3-day supply of food, flashlight and batteries, first aid kit, filter mask, plastic sheeting, and duct tape, along with your medicines. I believe the food is ready. Members in Scott City will be served as they go through the buffet line. Boxed lunches will be served at the remote locations. I'd like to give a special thanks to Yours Truly Gift and Flower Shop for the beautiful flower arrangements, both here and at each remote location, as well as John Ross Catering for serving the meal here in Scott City. Before we get started, I would like John Sullivan, District 6 Trustee, to perform the invocation.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for the gift of your death and resurrection so that we might have the chance for eternal life. Let our faith in you shine through so that others may see your kindness in us. Please help us as we continue on our faith journey to use the grace that you have given us freely to help those that you put in our path. We ask you that you be with us today as we gather as a Wheatland Cooperative family. Please bless the communities in which we live, the patrons we serve, and the Wheatland team for all their efforts. Thank you for the hands that have prepared today's meal. May we use it for the nourishment of our body to do your will. In your name we pray, amen.
Just like to give you, as far as a note on how we're going to go through the buffet, and the food is all over there to the north. So let's start with our reserve tables here in the front with the scholarship winners and the scouts and color guard and all that. If you'll move through the line, and then why don't we just snake behind them as we go through over here and then follow that way if we could, if that makes sense to everybody. But again, let's start with these reserve tables first, if you'd start through. Thank you. Good afternoon. Welcome, everyone. The 2025 annual meeting of Wheatland Electric Cooperative Incorporated will now come to order. We will begin with the presentation of colors, Pledge of Allegiance, and National Anthem. Post colors presented by Boy Scout Troop 149 of Scott City, the National Anthem will be sung by Kenzie Martinez of Scott City. Will you please rise for the presentation if you are able?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Kenzie, that was a fantastic job. Thank you very much. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome each of you to our 2025 annual meeting. If you've not already done so, please fill out your prize slips and raise your hand so that we may come and collect them. We won't be announcing any prize winners during the meeting except for the grand prize winner. The remaining prizes will be displayed on a video screen at the conclusion of the meeting. Prize winners who are in Scott City today will be able to pick up their prize after the meeting. If you're a winner at one of the remote locations, we will notify you of when and how you will be able to pick up your prize. Several of today's prizes were donated by vendors, and we would like to thank them for their contributions. At this time, I would like to introduce the officers and trustees of the cooperative. I am your president, Mark Arnold, District 7, Caldwell, Kansas. My wife, Leslie, is at the remote location in Caldwell. Your vice president is Josh Young, District 2 of Leota. Your secretary is Stacy Addison Howland from District 4 in Syracuse. Your treasurer is John Kleistuber from District 5 in Garden City. Lynn Fries represents District 1, Scott City. From District 3, Tribune, your trustee is Kevin White. Wes Campbell represents District 5, Garden City. His wife Debbie is here today. Representing District 6, Great Bend, is John Sullivan. Representing District 7, Harper, is Dustin Stansberry, and his wife Lindsay is here today. Our CEO and General Manager, Bruce Miller, whose wife Sharon is here as well today, will introduce the Wheatland Executive Team.
Thank you, Mark. Making up our executive team is Jim McVeigh, our Assistant General Manager and Counsel. Please stand up. Next, we have Brandon Barrett, Director of Operations. Oh, excuse me, Jim's wife Dana is here. Sorry, there's you right there. Next, we have Brandon Barrett, Director of Operations. There he is. Nicole Semenko, Manager of Human Resources. Not present today. Tracy Goddard, Director of Finance and Accounting. We also have Jevin Castleman, our Director of Information Technology. Julie Stoss, Director of Consumer Services. Luke West, Director of Corporate Services and Water Division. Allie Conine, Director of Member Services and Corporate Communications. And Brad Tyne, our Manager of Safety and Compliance. And Ree Thurman, our Executive Assistant. Hand me that list right there. Now I'd like to introduce our special guests in attendance today. Just raise your hands. First, we have Taylor Calcara, our General Counsel at Sunflower. Next from Sunflower, we have Kayla Hickel, Member Relations Director. We have Diane Lewis, Member Relations Director. We have Diane Stiles is our Economic Development Director at Sunflower. Annie Erbert, Manager of Member Solutions. Melissa Hubbard, Executive Assistant. Maddie Otter, Graphic Designer. Jerry Whitley, Communications Coordinator. We have Craig Woolcott, our Vice President of Human Resources. Ann Long, Vice President of Member Solutions and Communications. James Brungart, Manager of Regulatory and Government Affairs. And Will Wiley, Vice President of Safety and Supply Chain. Also, we have Becca Swinder, the Deputy District Director for Senator Roger Marshall. And Christina Hayes, the Member Services Manager for Western Cooperative Electric. And Martha Mendoza, Director of Constituent Services and Community Outreach for Congressman Tracy Mann. Also, we have Lindsay Campbell, CEO and General Manager of Pioneer Electric in Ulysses. There she is. And last but not least, we have Kirk Gerard, the Prairieland CEO from Norton. So we welcome all you special guests. Thank you. Oh, yes, and we have Lee Taffanelli, CEO of KEC, our Kansas Electric Cooperatives. So, yes. At this time, I'll turn it back over to Mark. Sorry about that, Lee.
We've had the lights go off twice today, and both times when our legal counsel stood up. So I don't know what that tells you, but might keep your seats for a little while longer. At this time, the meeting was called to order. There were 361 members present in person and 8 members present by proxy. In case the total number of members shall exceed 1,000, 50 members shall constitute a quorum. As our membership exceeds 1,000 and there are 19,849 members registered in person, I declare the existence of a quorum. Unless there are objections, I will entertain a motion to dispense of the reading of the official notice, affidavit of mailing, and certificate of membership. Is that a motion, sir? Great. Motion been made, seconded, motion passed. We now have Jim McVeigh summarize these items.
Again, good afternoon. My name is Jim McVeigh. I'm the Assistant General Manager and General Counsel of Wheatland Electric. I'm going to summarize what is a lengthy amount of information that we would have normally had to go in verbatim had we not had a motion and a second. I want to summarize the official notice of the annual meeting was sent out on March 25th of 2025 within that 10 to 35 day statutory window to give notice. The notice that was provided gave the specifics of the purposes of the meeting, which is required by law, that any item of business at an annual meeting to include the change of the bylaws must be given specifics in the notice. That notice was circulated through the Kansas Country Living magazine, and all members receive an issue of the Kansas Country Living magazine. It mentioned that the registration would open at 11, that the meal would begin at 11:30, and the formal business meeting at noon on the 23rd day of April 2025 in Scott City Community Building. The trustees were all nominated this year solely by the nomination committee. We didn't have anybody put in a petition, which is the other method that you get to be on the ballot if you get a petition of 25 of fellow members. But the nomination committee was the only one that had a this year. The nomination committee, and I'd like to ask them to stand up if they're here, and if they're at the district offices, I'd also like them to be recognized there. If they would please stand up there also. District 1 is Ed Cupp of the nominating committee. These guys do a great job for Wheatland because they are the ones who are willing to give up every year to come here to go through this process, and several of them have been on it for numerous years. Mylan Reimer in District 2. Thank you, Mylan. Dale Wetzel in District 3. Thank you, Dale. Appreciate it. I think Dale's over 20 years doing this for us. We really appreciate it. District 4 is Pat Riley. Hopefully he's one of the district offices. District 5 is Bob Harrington. District 5, by the way, is Garden City area. District 6 is Lane Moore from the Great Bend, District 6. And the District 7 is Troy Deerking. District 7 is primarily Caldwell and Harper area. I'd like to, if we could, give these gentlemen a round of applause for the thanks for them. Thank you, guys. We really so much appreciate it. The following persons have been nominated by the nominating committee for the position of trustee. After vetting all nominations to make sure they meet statutory and bylaw compliances, the District 5 nominees are Jeff Clark and Jason Doherty. The District 6 nominee is Mary Beth Binker. If I can get, by the way, let's stop and back up. Hey, Jeff and Jason, can we get you to stand? Appreciate your time. Appreciate your stepping into the breach and willing to serve the community and the co-op. We're so grateful for it. Mary Beth Binker for District 6. Mary Beth, could you stand? Thank you, Mary Beth, for the same thing, for willing to serve us. District 7, the nominations are William Woody Barnes and Dustin Stansberry. I appreciate those two gentlemen stand. And again, we thank you so much for your service and for running for trustee and willing to serve our communities. The numbers you already announced, Mr. Chair, so I don't have to announce those. That's all I have. Mr. Chair, thank you.
Each of you received a copy of the minutes of the 2024 annual meeting of the members of Wheatland Electric Cooperative Incorporated included in your registration bag. Unless there are objections, I will entertain a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes. Motion's been made. Motion's been seconded. Any other questions or objections? I don't see. Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes as presented. I already did that. Motion passes. We will now see a video presentation of the financial report.
Good afternoon. I'm Tracy Goddard, the Director of Finance at Wheatland Electric Cooperative. As a member-owned cooperative, we're dedicated to serving you, our member owner, and prioritizing your interests over profit margins. Your active involvement in our cooperative is essential, and we appreciate your time today as we provide an overview of our financial status for 2024. Please take a moment to review the financial details in the annual report provided earlier today. This report represents Wheatland's audited financials for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2024. We will start with our income and expenses. Wheatland's income is generated from both our electric and water divisions, interest income, patronage capital credits from other cooperatives, and other non-operating income sources. This income totals $104 million in 2024. A significant portion of our non-operating income includes a non-cash allocation from our power supplier, Sunflower Electric Power Corporation. This allocation may lead to patronage capital credit retirements in the form of a cash distribution to Wheatland. Now, let's look at the expenses, which total $93 million in 2024. The largest expense comes from the cost of power, with an average cost of 5.6 cents per kilowatt hour, down from 5.8 cents in 2023. Total margins for the year equaled $11.4 million, but I would like to note that $2 million of that total came from deferred revenue from a 2022 lawsuit with the City of Garden City for future lost revenue that was recognized in 2024. Turning to our 2024 balance sheet, our cooperative plant assets totaled $422 million. Wheatland remains dedicated to improving the safety, reliability, and quality of our distribution system through ongoing maintenance and infrastructure enhancements. Another key contribution to our local communities is through property taxes. In 2024, Wheatland paid $3.3 million in property taxes across 18 counties in Kansas and Colorado, helping fund public projects and safety initiatives. We remain committed to meeting our obligations to lenders by adhering to debt covenants while strengthening our equity position. This strategy has allowed us to consistently retire capital credits with a total payout of $9.25 million to you, our valued member owners, over the past 8 years. In December 2024, the board authorized the retirement of $1.25 million in capital credits, with members receiving checks if their cumulative retirement surpassed the $25 threshold. This represents just one of the many advantages of being part of our cooperative family. In summary, this concludes Wheatland's financial overview for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2024. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Thank you for your time and dedication to your cooperative. We hope you find the rest of the annual meeting informative and enjoyable.
The financial report was published in the April 2025 issue of the Kansas Country Living magazine, along with the official notice of the annual meeting mailed to each member. Are there any questions relative to the report? To wait for our feedback from our remote locations for just 1 second. We're good. Hearing none, I would call for a motion to accept the financial report as mailed to each member of the cooperative. The motion made. I need a second. Second's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. I'll now turn the program back over to Bruce.
Thanks, Mark. Now we will see and hear a video presentation of our 2024 summary. Please enjoy this video of our activities and accomplishments of the previous year. Hello, I'm Bruce Miller, CEO and General Manager of Wheatland Electric Cooperative, Inc. Thank you for joining us at this year's 2025 Wheatland Electric Annual Meeting. Your dedication and encouragement light our path, helping us navigate challenges and opportunities with confidence. The hard work of our employees and the guidance of our trustees and members keeps us steadfast in our commitment to service, innovation, and community. Long before GPS and other modern-day navigation, travelers in the Northern Hemisphere relied on the North Star for guidance, a fixed, shining beacon in the night sky, always pointing toward true north. For us, that guiding light is you, our members. Your needs, values, and vision steer us forward, ensuring we stay on course, no matter what lies ahead, and that we fulfill our mission of delivering energy for life. As we've done now for the last 6 years, we're simulcasting this year's meeting to our 7 other service locations: Leota, Tribune, Syracuse, Finney County Garden City, Great Bend, Harper, and Caldwell. I'd like to welcome all these members in attendance, and I'm excited to share our 2024 Wheatland story. This story includes information and updates about reliability, member services, which includes our new lower share price on our community solar program, sharing success, and Power the Pantry. We'll also discuss cybersecurity, more specifically physical security. Now please enjoy the remainder of our 2024 Wheatland Electric story.
Good afternoon. My name is Brandon Barrett, and I am the Director of Operations for Wheatland Electric. Today I want to talk to you about how we maintain the critical components of our electric grid, particularly the substations, and the technologies we use to ensure that you continue to receive reliable power. Substations play a crucial role in our electrical system. They step down high voltage electricity from transmission lines, making it safe to distribute to homes and businesses. Keeping these substations in top working condition is vital for reliable service, and that's where our maintenance efforts come in. So why is substation maintenance so important? Well, just like any other piece of equipment, substations require regular attention to ensure they operate efficiently and to prevent disruptions in service. Without regular maintenance, issues can arise, and we could face outages that affect our members. One of the key technologies we use is dissolved gas analysis. This process involves testing the oil inside our transformer for dissolved gases. These gases can be an early indicator of problems such as overheating or electrical faults. By detecting these gases early, we can address potential issues before they turn into major problems. This helps keep our transformers running smoothly and reliably, avoiding unexpected failures and downtime. Another important tool we use is infrared imaging. This is a method where we use thermal cameras to identify hotspots in the equipment. Heat buildup can be a sign of underlying electrical problems, and with infrared imaging, we can detect these hotspots without having to shut the system down. By identifying these issues early, we can prevent any damage and ensure the system stays efficient. We also conduct monthly inspections at each of our substations. During each of these inspections, our team checks all equipment and verifies system settings, and looks for any signs of wear or potential failures. These routine checks allow us to catch small problems before they escalate into bigger issues. Regular inspections are part of our proactive approach in ensuring everything is in top working condition. Finally, we use our supervisory control and data acquisition system, otherwise known as SCADA. SCADA is a system that allows us to monitor and control substations remotely. This technology allows our team to keep an eye on the performance of substations in real time. If something goes wrong, we are immediately alerted, and we can take action quickly no matter where we are. This technology helps us respond faster to issues, reducing downtime and improving reliability. Together, these technologies and practices help us significantly improve system reliability. By staying ahead of potential problems, we reduce the risk of outages and ensure the equipment remains in excellent condition. This proactive approach also helps us save on costly repairs and replacements, which means we can keep rates stable for our members. Fewer outages mean that you, our members, experience fewer disruptions to your service. We are committed to making sure that your power stays on consistently as possible, and these technologies play a big role in making that happen. In conclusion, maintaining our substations and using advanced technology to monitor their performance is key to delivering reliable power to our members. By utilizing practices like these, we're able to identify and address potential issues before they become problems. These efforts are all part of our commitment to providing you with the best possible service, and we will continue to invest in technology and maintenance to ensure that we stay true to our mission of delivering energy for life.
Hi, I'm Allie Conine, Director of Member Services and Corporate Communications. Today, we'll reflect on the past year and celebrate the ways in which we have upheld our true north, our unwavering commitment to you, our members. One of the year's standout achievements was the incredible success of our 2024 Power the Pantry campaign. We set an ambitious goal to raise $100,000 in cash donations to support a dozen local food banks. Thanks to the overwhelming generosity of our members, businesses, and communities, I'm proud to share that we not only met, but exceeded that goal. We raised an astounding $110,287 in cash and food donations, ensuring that families across our service territory have access to the support they need. This is a shining example of what we can achieve when we come together with a shared purpose. In 2024, Wheatland was also selected as a Regional Kansas Business Award winner by the Kansas Department of Commerce for promoting electric vehicle and charging infrastructure in Southwest and Central Kansas. Another major milestone in 2024 was the launch of our Community Solar Program in January, designed to offer members a practical and cost-effective alternative to rooftop solar. The program has already seen great success, and I'm thrilled to announce that the cost is now decreased to just $4 per share, making renewable energy more accessible than ever for our members. This initiative aligns with our vision for a sustainable future while giving our members more options and control over their energy use. Since 2012, Wheatland has awarded more than $165,000 through our Sharing Success Fund to organizations across Southwest and Central Kansas. These groups not only light up individual lives, but also beautify our towns and cities. Sharing Success is another way we collaborate with our communities, convey compassion through initiatives that serve others, and embody our 7th cooperative principle, concern for community. I'm also excited to share that Wheatland received a 90 out of 100 score for member satisfaction, the second highest score to date, placing Wheatland among the top 15% of cooperatives nationwide. This remarkable achievement reflects the trust and confidence our members have in us. Achieving such a high level of satisfaction is a testament to our dedication to providing exceptional service, reliability, and innovative programs that truly make a difference in your lives. Our cooperative's commitment to excellence continues to gain national attention. For the 4th consecutive year, Wheatland received a Gold Spotlight on Excellence Award from the National Rural Electric Cooperative Association, or NRECA, for Best External Event. Wheatland successfully hosted its first ever Dine and Drive event in Great Bend as part of National Drive Electric Week, giving members the chance to test drive Wheatland's all-electric Hyundai Kona and Ford F-150 Lightning, explore renewable energy solutions, and enjoy a free lunch. The event was a resounding success, reinforcing Wheatland's commitment to innovation, sustainability, and helping members make informed energy choices. This recognition is a reflection of the dedication and hard work of our team to engage and serve our members in meaningful ways. At Wheatland Electric, we remain steadfast in our mission to provide reliable power, enhance our communities, and innovate for the future. None of this would be possible without the hard work of our employees and the guidance of our trustees and members, our North Star. It is your unwavering support and commitment that fuel our direction and drive our success. Together, we will continue to navigate the future with purpose, ensuring that Wheatland Electric remains a cooperative you can trust, a cooperative that puts members first, and a cooperative that always follows true north. Here's to another great year of growth, innovation, and community.
Good afternoon. I am Jevin Castleman, Director of Information Technology for Wheatland Electric. The last time I spoke, I discussed the critical role substations play in delivering electricity to your homes. Today, I want to talk about what we have done in keeping those substations secure. Substations are the backbone of our power infrastructure. They keep our communities running, our businesses operating, and our homes powered. But as vital as they are also vulnerable to theft, vandalism, and even cyber or physical attacks that could threaten grid reliability. Securing these sites isn't just a priority, it's a necessity. Over the past few years, we have been working diligently to enhance substation security, and one of the most effective tools in our arsenal is video surveillance. When implemented strategically, video monitoring does more than just capture footage. It enables real-time monitoring, proactive threat detection, and forensic analysis that can prevent incidents before they escalate. So why video surveillance? First and foremost, cameras serve as a powerful deterrent. Simply knowing they are being watched discourages most people from attempting anything malicious or illegal. Beyond deterrence, video surveillance enhances situational awareness. Modern systems equipped with AI and advanced analytics can detect motion, recognize patterns, and identify anomalies, whether it's an intruder climbing a fence, a suspicious vehicle approaching a restricted area, or even an animal wandering into a dangerous zone. These systems can send instant alerts to security teams, enabling them to respond in real time rather than after the fact. And if a breach does occur, video footage provides indisputable evidence, whether it's a case of theft, vandalism, unauthorized access, or even an unfortunate wildlife encounter. Having clear video records allows law enforcement to take swift action and helps our crews quickly determine the cause of an issue. Securing our substations with video surveillance isn't just about protecting assets. It's about ensuring reliability, safety, and the well-being of the communities we serve. By investing in smart surveillance solutions, we are staying ahead of potential threats rather than reacting to them after damage has already been done. At Wheatland Electric, we are committed to proactively safeguarding our infrastructure, and video technology is a key part of that strategy. Together, we can ensure a stronger, more resilient power grid for the future while staying true to our mission of delivering energy for life.
Overall, when we look back on the Wheatland Electric Cooperative story for 2024, it was an exceptional year. We launched Community Solar, an innovative new program for members. We set a new record for our Power the Pantry food drive. We won an NRECA Spotlights on Excellence Award for the 4th year in a row, and we achieved an ACSI score of 90, again, one of the highest among electric cooperatives nationwide. Reflecting on the achievements of the past year gives us the opportunity to celebrate our successes, but also make sure we prepared for the future. There's a saying that electric cooperatives go the extra mile. Literally, this adage reflects the fewer number of meters that co-ops across the country serve per mile of distribution power lines. The national average is 8 meters per mile, compared to investor-owned utilities, which serves 32 per mile. At Wheatland Electric, we serve 7 meters per mile, reflecting just how rural our region truly is and enumerating both the physical and fiscal challenges we face in delivering energy for life. Despite these challenges, I'm proud that our co-op continues to shine and exemplify the spirit of the 7 cooperative principles that we value and put into practice daily. As we continue to power the communities we serve, I want to take a moment to highlight something that stands above all else: safety. It's not just a priority, it's the foundation of everything we do. Every single member of our team, whether in the field or in the office, plays a vital role in maintaining the highest safety standards. By making safety a daily commitment, we're not just protecting ourselves, we're safeguarding our colleagues, our members, and the very communities we serve. It's more than just rules and procedures, it's about creating a culture where safety is second nature, where looking out for another is simply how we operate. At the end of the day, nothing matters more to me than making sure every employee, goes home safely to their families and loved ones. Wheatland Electric Cooperative is more than just a power provider. It's a team of dedicated professionals working behind the scenes every single day. We're out there inspecting and replacing poles and wires, leveraging cutting-edge technology to enhance safety and reliability, testing and maintaining meters for accuracy, answering your questions, anticipating your energy needs, and collaborating with community leaders to drive economic growth. And when the unexpected strikes, our crews brave the elements to restore power when you need it most. And that's just a snapshot. Look around the room here and at the remote locations for the Wheatland employees wearing Wheatland apparel. Let's take a minute and recognize the employees of Wheatland Electric. We're proud to serve you at the highest levels of industry success. This success is the result of our commitment to member engagement, community outreach, and innovation, while remaining guided by our North Star members like you. Until next time, take care. All right. Hope you all enjoyed that. Are there any questions from the membership? Right here? I see. Okay, Jevin, yes?
State your name.
And hold it,
Hi,
hold it.
I'm
hold
Alan
it.
Wagner.
Hold
on. You're off the
Here we
stream.
go. Go. Go.
Hi, my name is Alan Wagner, Commissioner, Greeley County. I noticed on your True North, I see service mentioned several times. Our CSR, Customer Service Rep, in District 3 only operates 60% of the time of any other district. My question is, District 3, 40% less needy than any other district, or is it Wheatland's position that we only need 60% of the service of any other district, while we continue to pay 100% the same rate? We would certainly like to see a full-time customer service rep in Greeley County. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Mr. Wagner, and I'll do my best to answer that question. You're correct. We have sent a every day for about 60% of the day, and then at the other 40% are covered by the city of Tribune. But we're also going to, and the reason we do that, sir, is because we probably take about less than 20 payments to 30 payments a month there, and so we just don't find it economically feasible to have a full-time 100% CSR there. However, we are doing an enhancement this year. We're adding a kiosk that's going to be virtual, and what's going to happen is those other 40% of the time that we don't have a individual's physical CSR there, we are going to, you'll be able to talk to that CSR in Syracuse. If she's on the phone busy, you'll be able to talk to one of our CSRs at one of our other 7 locations. Does that answer your question? Okay. Are there any other questions? Yes, sir. So that would be we don't have any solar panels. What we do is we have those. That would be a sunflower question. I don't know that answer, but I can get it for you for sure. If you'll put your name down, and one of our people over here, I'll find that out for you. Yeah.
Go. What is it? Okay.
Yeah, no, sir, that doesn't
Old.
particularly.
I've got two people talking at the same time. So I'm going to take Mr. Wagner, and then I'll take you, sir. Thank you. Mr. Wagner? Go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay, go.
Yes, no, that doesn't particularly answer my question because I believe customer service is much more than simply taking payments. It's, direct interaction with that individual to answer questions. Yes, I do know that you pay us about $600 a month for our city hall to handle your payments, which equates to about $9 an hour versus a customer service at $23 an hour, as you have posted in Great Bend. But that's a third party that's handling your payments. And I don't really think that they're able to answer the customer service questions that your employees would be able to answer.
So are there any questions that you had that weren't ever answered? Because we really haven't had any reports that those weren't answered. So if you had any, we'll be happy to answer them right now.
More?
Go ahead, sir. Mr.
I'm
Wagner.
sorry to take up so much of your time, but an example would be, I had one last week, someone changed a bank account number, but, customer service rep wasn't here. After 3 or 4 phone calls, we did get it handled, but I don't really think that 3 or 4 phone calls constitutes customer service as opposed to just direct interaction with one person. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. We'll work on improving that. Thank you. We have the next. Oh, here you are.
Yeah, I just want to follow up a little bit. Can you tell?
So can you state your name?
Norman Scott.
Norm Scott. Okay.
Yes, I'd just like to follow up on the solar issue. Can you tell me if there's any structure in place to protect these solar panels from hailstorms, natural disasters, tornadoes, things like that?
No, there's no structures above them or to protect. I don't think so. No, sir.
Is there any plans to do such?
I've got your questions, and I will talk to Sunflower because Sunflower is our generation and transmission cooperative, and that's who we buy our distribution power from, our electricity from, and I will find out for you.
Thanks, sir.
How about that? Is there any more questions? Any of the remote locations are here? Seeing none, again, great questions. Anytime you have a question, call my office. I'll get back to you as fast as I can. If for some reason I can't answer that phone. So anyway, with that, we are going to turn it over to have our scholarship presentations, and I'm going to turn it over to our Director of Member Service and Corporate Communications, Allie Conine.
Yes, please. The Electric Cooperative Youth Tour has brought high school juniors to Washington, D.C. for a week in June every year since the late 1950s. Students apply to their local electric cooperatives for an opportunity to visit the nation's capital. Wheatland is also proud to sponsor the Cooperative Youth Leadership Camp in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. Students from Oklahoma, Colorado, Wyoming, and Kansas attend this camp at the Glen Eden Resort every year in July. This year, we chose 4 outstanding juniors to attend the trip of a lifetime. When your name is called, please come to the front of the stage to receive your certificate. We are excited to announce that Cameron Meyer from Scott Community High School and Sophia Weedle from Wichita County High School will attend the Electric Cooperative Youth Tour in Washington, D.C. this summer. Congratulations again to Cameron and Sophia. Each year, Wheatland awards up to $14,000 in scholarships to high school seniors who will be attending post-secondary institutions. This year, we've awarded 12 scholarships to students attending a high school in Wheatland service territory, and 2 scholarships to students of a parent or guardian who is a Wheatland member but does not attend a high school on Wheatland lines. Again, when your name is called, please come to the front of the stage to receive your certificate. Carter Swingle, at large, Attica High School. Leighton Crothers, Caldwell. Hallie Starks, Chaparral. Brooke Beck, Conway Springs. Brenda Harper, Deerfield. John Oswalt, at large, Garden City High School. Jillian Reimer, Great Bend. Jaden Mangan, Greeley County Tribune. Kayla George, Holcomb. Kyler Murphy, Norwich, who is attending in Harper. Megan Trout, Scott Community. Maddie Miner, South Haven. Eben Uri, Syracuse. And Brielle Kane, Wichita County, Leota. Sorry. Congratulations again to each of our scholarship winners. I apologize, I skipped our Cooperative Youth Leadership Camp winners, so we're going to go back and do those. Braylee Carper from Great Bend High School and Quentin Heath from Great Bend High School will attend the Cooperative Youth Leadership in Springs. Congratulations to all of our winners. And next, Chairman Arnold will recognize Wheatland employees for their years of service and commitment to the cooperative.
In addition to their everyday roles and responsibilities, I would like to take this opportunity to thank our employees for going above and beyond in Wheatland's community outreach initiatives. Since our service territory is so spread out, employees are also recognized in person during service award lunches at every Wheatland office location. If you're present, please stand as you are recognized. Please hold your applause till the end, if you would, please. 5 years, Damon Carmen, Scott City. Colby Gugelmeyer, Syracuse. Aaron Sherrill, Garden City. 10 years, Allie Conine, Scott City. Amanda Martinez, Scott City. Cody Strecker, Garden City. Ree Thurman, Scott City. 15 years, Marcus Goebel, Harper. Brandon Ritchie, Great Bend. 20 years, Darren Campbell, Great Bend. Wade Grumbine, Harper. 25 years, Chad Denniston, Garden City. Colton Green, Syracuse. Mark Meyer, Garden City. Randy Rogers, Scott City. 30 years, Brian Mulligan, Scott City. Mike Olson, Syracuse. 35 years, Todd Nemechek, Tribune. Jim Zorn, Great Bend. And 45 years, Randy Coleman, Syracuse. Do we have any old business that needs to come before the committee? In that case, we'll move on to new business. Do we have any new business that needs to come before the meeting? No new business. Hearing none, we'll have Jim McVeigh present the nominating committee report.
As I mentioned earlier, the nomination committee met on February 27, 2025 at 11 o'clock a.m., Scott City, Kansas, as required by our bylaws. They nominated the three districts that were in controversy in an election this year. District 5, by our bylaws, on our enabling laws, I need to state the location of that territory. District 5 serves members in Finney County, the eastern half of Kearney County, and Gray counties. District 6 serves members in Great Bend, Kansas. District 7 serves members in Harper, Kingman, Sumner, and Sedgwick counties in Kansas. As I mentioned earlier, also, the trustees nominated by unanimous vote for each one: District 5, Jeff Clark, 1502 Grandview Drive East, Garden City, Kansas. District 5 also, Jason Doherty, 111 Cambridge Court, Garden City, Kansas. District 6, Mary Beth Binker, 3310 17th Street, Great Bend, Kansas. District 7, William Woody Barnes, 719 South Market Street, Caldwell, Kansas. District 7, Dustin Stansbury, 995 North State Road 2, Harper, Kansas. Those were the mail-in ballot elections. How, as you know, we also have sent out notice regarding changes of the bylaws. That will be the election that will be held here today as the ballots that you received when members came into the door. So in addition to the election of trustees, the board has unanimously proposed the bylaw changes. A yes vote means you accept the proposed changes, and a no vote means you do not support the proposed changes. The sections of the bylaws in which the changes are proposed are included in the insert in your ballot that you received during registration. The proposed changes are in bold and the red, and the other the old old bylaw that is in effect is in black. The board has asked me to summarize the reasons why they proposed these bylaws unanimously to you. Before you cast your ballot. I'm sure some of you may have already cast your ballot, but the board wants to summarize at this point why they are asking for this initiative to be passed. Let's start with ballot initiative number 1. There are 3 substantive changes to the bylaws. That's why they are lumped together in only one vote. Again, you'll need to vote for both of them, but the 3 substantive changes. The first one is what is referred to as the cooling off period. It's a period of time where a former employee leaves the service of Wheatland before they are eligible to run for the Board of Trustees. It's a very common initiative and a common bylaw throughout the United States at electric cooperatives. Oftentimes somebody leaves the service of a cooperative and has a conflict with the cooperative, and that is the purpose of their running, and oftentimes cooperatives run into trouble with that particular person being a trustee because they're only focused on one particular personal issue. It is the main reason why this is a very common bylaw throughout the United States. The bylaw that you have would only be a 3-year term that would prevent them from running, but throughout the United States, they're from anywhere from 1 to 5 years is fairly common. Also, I want to point out that this was a unanimous board asked for this, and including one member who was a former employee understood the importance of this. The second substantive change to the bylaws is what I call the 45-day notice requirement for members to ask for new business at an annual meeting. What it is first blush, you would seem to think, well, that is prohibiting members from participating. And no, in fact, it really is an expansion. It adds to what your abilities are to participate within the cooperative. Because the way most people understand it, if they raise an issue at the annual meeting for new business, and if that was not presented to the entire membership within a window of 10 to 35 days prior to in a notice, that business cannot come before the membership at an annual meeting. This change in the bylaws allows you to go to our bylaw section on our website and access the exact language you need if members want to participate by adding new business to an annual meeting's business. Again, like I said, the current enabling laws, it's not a bylaw. The statute itself, the thing that gives us our authority to conduct business, requires a window of 10 to 35 days that you have to send that out. In addition to that, that notice must be so specific that it tells the membership whether they should show up or not, because it requires a specific purpose to be stated in what that notice would be. If you notice in the Kansas Country Living the last 2 months, what has Wheatland done before we got to the bylaw changes that we're asking for? You got the exact text, the exact language of the proposals we're trying to make. That would also be a requirement by law if a member wanted to add to the annual meeting with an item of new business. Again, at that point, we're asking in this bylaw change that you submit that to us 45 days in advance so we can put your requested business item for an annual meeting in the Kansas Country Living notice so that it could be brought up at an annual meeting. Again, this is not an attempt to prevent you from participating. It is actually expanding your participation as members in your cooperative. There's a couple of other reasons why it's also important, and that is as I said earlier, there's an enabling law that allows us to do business. You cannot bring up an item of business that does not comply with that enabling law. This 45 days that we're asking you send it to us gives us 10 days to vet what any potential new item could be from the membership, make sure it complies with the law, and then make sure it gets in the Kansas Country Living so that our members can participate more in your annual meeting. It's a very important change. It advances what you all can do in helping us run our cooperative, and we ask again, and the board asks again, for your favor in passing that bylaw. The last one of the substantive changes is it's a change that requests and makes clear that there are only two ways, by bylaw and by our enabling statute, that a trustee can be nominated to be on the ballot. There's one where the nomination committee meets, and if you don't know this, there's what's called a petition for nomination in the bylaws. In other words, any person who wants to run for trustee, all they have to do is get a petition with 25 members who are members to sign it, and you're on the ballot. There is no more democratic process than that. What we've had since we've had the mail-in ballots, we've had a problem with people writing in a name. One was Daffy Duck, for example. Well, that cost us money because we have a company that does this ballot count for us. So we are asking for this bylaw change simply to basically re-emphasize that there are only two ways that you can be on a ballot, and we ask that you not do write-in because it cannot be, that person could not be elected because they didn't follow the bylaws to be on the ballot. Are there any questions with the first three ballot changes that are the substantive changes? We need to wait for the districts to see if anybody has a question. No questions? Okay. The next one is the procedural change, which is, this is what I would refer to as the proverbial no-brainer. We're asking to change the bylaws for something we don't do anymore, and so we're asking that it be taken out of the bylaws. Wheatland used to have a broadband company, and we sold telecommunication services. And just like you members, those people had to be a member by taking service, by living in the district, in our service territory, et cetera. And they were members, and they got allocations of capital credit retirements. We no longer do that. Now that the capital credit allocations have been cleared up after a couple of years of the financing of the finishing the sale of the broadband company, it is now time for Wheatland to take the term telecommunication services out of our bylaws. I'm asking again, and the board is asking you, please support that initiative. Are there any questions about the procedural changes to taking out telecommunications from the proposed bylaw changes? Need to wait again for the district office. Remember, there's 7 of them out there, so it might take just a minute. Sorry for the awkward moment here. Okay, looks like there's none. I need a ballot counting committee. I went around and asked 4 or 5 people, and 4 of the ones I asked didn't think they'd do well enough to be on the ballot counting committee. I'm going to need them at the district offices also. So I need volunteers. I need 4 names. If somebody's willing to volunteer. If not, I'm going to get the ladies who ran the registration desk to do it. But I want the members, if they want to participate in their annual meeting. Well, I got one. Ma'am, can I get your name? What's she? Oh, is that Katie? I don't have my glasses on, Katie. Sorry, my bad. Okay. Do I have any others? Kim? Barbara. I only need one more before I task the ladies at the registration desk. Okay, we got 4 because we're going to get somebody from the registration desk. And if Rosalba, if you will assign one of them, the people that are after you vote, and all of them are collected up. My people on my ballot county committee report over by that door, and we're going to get these ballots counted. Right now, I'd ask you to cast your ballots. What's it?
As your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we wear many hats. We take pride in serving our members and our community by going the extra mile in everything we do. Because we not only work here, we live here.
Wheatland Electric, delivering energy for life, a Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
And on the 8th day, God looked down at the hardworking farmer and said, I need someone to deliver him the power to accomplish more in less time. So God made a lineman. God said, I need someone willing to dig deep holes by hand, to erect tall poles and then climb them to string wires across the rural landscape. I need someone willing to build a distribution center where there was none so that the rural folks can enjoy the life-changing benefits of electricity, just like their friends in the city. So God made a lineman. Electricity will help farm families shell peas and milk cows, pump water and sharpen their blades, cook meals and wash clothes. But I need someone to keep those lines energized and the power flowing. So God made a lineman. God said I need someone who will study and learn as we move from post hole diggers to augers, from climbing hooks to bucket trucks, as new subdivisions and shopping centers and distribution companies come online, as technology makes electricity more reliable for people. So God made a lineman. God needed someone who would work outside in whatever conditions nature threw at them. Temperatures so hot you have to take frequent water breaks just to stay conscious. Temperature so cold you can barely move. God needed someone with the skills and the strength and the willingness to work through the ice and thunderstorms to do his job surrounded by destruction left behind by tornadoes and hurricanes, to raise new lines from the devastation and make it all work again. So God made a lineman. God said, I need someone who will take that 2 a.m. phone call, put on his protective gear and leave behind a warm bed and sleeping family to go repair a broken pole so that other families will wake up to a warm house, hot water, and a stove ready to cook breakfast. I need someone who understands his job is not about poles and wires, but about providing light for a child to read by at night, about powering the gas pumps so people can travel to work and school, about keeping the produce fresh at the grocery store so people can feed their families, about keeping the newspapers and the radio and the TV stations running so that everyone stays informed, powering the banks, the small businesses, and the large factories to keep local economies going. God needed someone, so he made a lineman. And he needed more. God needed someone who would come in from a long day working in the hot sun, take a shower, and go to the ball fields to coach children. Someone who could take off his hard hat, put on a fireman's hat, and work to save his neighbor's home. Someone who would serve on school boards and town councils as Sunday school teachers and deacons. God said, I don't just need someone willing to work. I need someone willing to serve, to be a good husband and father, volunteers, role models, pillars of their communities, and someone who at the end of the day can be content to step back and say, I have done my best, and that has made all the difference. So God made a lineman.
Concern for community is a core principle that sets Wheatland apart from other types of utility companies. We champion and implement programs that foster the strength and long-term success of the communities we serve. We accomplish this through scholarships and youth leadership programs designed to help develop the next generation of leaders, as well as rural economic development grants and loans designed to bolster the local economy, increase jobs, retain talent, and provide essential services. In addition, Sharing Success Grants, St. Francis Ministries Christmas for Kids, Cram the Van, and other programs allow us to support numerous organizations that help serve community needs. While keeping the focus on our member owners, We work for the sustainable development of our communities. We are proud neighbors that live, work, and volunteer right alongside you. Feel the power of community. Feel the power of ownership. Wheatland is an electric cooperative owned by the people we serve. Every member holds power: the power to vote for representation and governance, the power to receive excess margins, the power to improve the communities in which we live, the power to be heard. Wheatland is owned by its members. Wheatland is owned by you. Because we are member-owned, Wheatland can focus its efforts on accessibility and long-term goals. We can offer higher quality and better reliability at a more affordable price. We can invest in upgrading infrastructure and community goals instead of serving the interests of a few investors. The power lies within you, our members. You have the power to vote for trustees and other important matters at our annual meetings. You have the power to earn retired capital credits. You have the power to better our communities by participating in local initiatives such as Cram the Van. You have the power to be heard by attending our annual meeting and community events, or by reaching out to your local office or elected trustee representatives. The power lies with you. It isn't always easy to safely deliver power 365 days a year. It takes hard work, sacrifice, and a strong electrical infrastructure to ensure safe and reliable power to our communities. It takes a special kind of individual to work in a bucket raised high in the air in sub-zero temperatures while winds are howling and snow is blowing. But it speaks volumes to the level of commitment our line workers have in serving our members. Our commitment is safety focused, and we do our best to ensure our safety equipment and training are in line with top of the industry standards, with the goal of our employees making it home safely to their families every single day. It takes the commitment of reinvesting in our infrastructure to ensure it has the strength and vitality to stand up to the sometimes harsh Midwest weather and minimize outages. It takes commitment for management and consumer services representatives to balance the interest of our members with compassion towards individuals. It takes commitment to the communities we serve to help bolster the local economy, retain businesses, develop talent, and provide essential services. With a commitment towards long-term sustainability, we have implemented programs and policies that help prepare Wheatland to meet the future demand and energy needs of our members while controlling excess expenses. Member education and engagement is paramount. It takes commitment from you, our members, to ensure the leadership of Wheatland is innovative and member-driven. You can do this by voting for trustees and governance that keep Wheatland forward-focused, ensuring safe, reliable, and competitively priced services for generations to come. Feel the power of commitment. Wheatland knows that anything built by man, Mother Nature can destroy. That is why we invest millions of dollars every year in infrastructure upgrades and maintenance. We are a rural electric cooperative with over 100,000 poles and 4,500 miles of power lines. As far as we're concerned, the 4,499th mile is just as important as the first. We keep the grid resilient by regularly inspecting poles and lines, testing equipment, and building in redundancies with the goal of minimizing the frequency and duration of outages. We are resilient because of our investment in technologies to identify outages more quickly. In order to remotely monitor 32,000 plus meters, we utilize an automated metering infrastructure, better known as AMI. AMI meters provide faster, more efficient outage detection and diagnosis. System operators can ping meters to get a clear picture of what is happening in the field and deploy crews to restore power, oftentimes before the member calls in to report an outage. We utilize aerial robotic equipment to increase resiliency and reduce risk to employees. If roads are impassable due to snow or mud, we utilize drones to fly the power lines and identify the cause of the failure. It is much safer and more efficient than sending someone out in a pickup or try to physically drive the lines. We also realize we are not an island unto ourselves. Electric cooperatives, like other cooperatives, operate according to 7 principles. Principles 6 and 7, cooperation among cooperatives and concern for community, are most relevant to the concept of mutual assistance. From the very beginning of the rural electrification program in the 1930s, electric cooperatives have relied on other cooperatives to assist in times of disasters. This practice continues today, increasing the resiliency of our grid and that of other electric cooperatives. It is required of us as stewards of our co-op members' capital to ensure that we do not squander the opportunity to create an even more stable and sustainable foundation for success. We are well positioned to deliver on our membership's top 2 goals, affordability and reliability. We may not know what the future holds, but we will continue to poise ourselves to be resilient and adaptable to those challenges that lie ahead.
One of our favorite things to talk to our members about at Wheatland Electric is capital credits. In case you've never heard of capital credits, we're here to fill you in. Unlike investor-owned utilities whose surplus revenues are given to shareholders as dividends, Wheatland Electric is a not-for-profit electric cooperative. That means when Wheatland's annual revenues are greater than their annual operating costs, the surplus goes back to you, our member owners. That return to you is your capital credit, which is based on how much electricity you purchased. If the Wheatland Electric Board of Directors determines they will pay out capital credits, you will receive checks or bill credits in December. Wondering how else we make capital credits work for you? We use capital credits to invest in our infrastructure. You see capital credits every day when you look outside. All of these investments into our infrastructure make us stronger. Now serving over 21,000 members and taking care of over 4,600 miles of line, our team works every day to make you, our member owners, energy experience even better by providing more reliable and top-notch service. Hopefully you now understand how capital credits work. If you have any further questions, please reach out to your local office or email Wheatland Electric's Member Services team at memberservices@weci.net. Thank you for being a member owner of Wheatland Electric and helping us achieve our mission of delivering energy for life.
There's power in the simplest of actions, like one neighbor helping another, where everybody looks out for everybody else. Community is everything to your electric cooperative, and we're grateful for your trust to provide the energy you need, giving you the power to power on.
Wheatland Electric, delivering energy for life, a Touchstone Energy cooperative.
Harness the power of the sun, and you could save hundreds on your electric bill with Wheatland Electric's Community Solar Program. For $4 per share per month, you can start incorporating solar power without buying or installing solar panels. Whether you're a homeowner or renter, the more shares you have, the more savings you'll see. Shares are limited, so contact Wheatland Electric today and choose where your energy comes from. The Community Solar Program from Wheatland Electric. Harness the sun for everyone.
Welcome to our guide on understanding your electric bill with Wheatland Electric Cooperative. Today, we will break down the key components of how our members are billed: the service availability charge, the energy charge, and the demand charge. First, let's talk about the service availability charge. The service availability charge is a fixed monthly charge designed to recover the costs of providing equipment, materials, labor, and business overhead necessary to serve each meter. It helps us recover the cost to maintain our system. We must pay for things like insurance, taxes, trucks, system equipment, and administrative cost, not to mention making sure our equipment works, so your lights turn on when you want them to. The next component of your bill is the energy charge. Your energy charge is measured in kilowatt hours, or kWh. So the total kilowatt hours consumed over the billing month times the kilowatt hour rate. For example, if your home uses 400 kilowatt hours in a billing month at a rate of 10.60 cents per kilowatt hour, your energy charge would be 400 kilowatt hours times 10.60 cents per kilowatt hour equals $42.40. Now, the demand charge is calculated differently. The demand charge is something each member can control. The charge is determined by the maximum demand of energy at any point within the billing cycle, then multiplied by the applicable determined rate for a member's specific rate class. The demand charge will be billed on the highest demand registered during the billing month. For example, if 7 kilowatts were the highest demand for the billing month, at a cost of $2 per kilowatt, your demand charge would be 7 kilowatts times $2 per kilowatt equal $14 demand charge. To get your total electric bill, simply add the service availability charge, energy charge, and demand charge together. For instance, if your service availability charge is $35, your energy charge is $42.40, and your demand charge is $14, your total bill is $91.40 plus taxes and adjustments. To wrap up, understanding your electric bill is knowing the service availability charge, energy charge, and the demand charge. By managing your energy use and highest demand, you can better control your electric bill. And remember, if you have any questions about your electric bill or anything else, please reach out to your local Wheatland Electric office. Thanks for tuning in.
Your Touchstone Energy Cooperative knows safety is the backbone of reliability. To deliver the power you need means doing things right, so we can continue to provide reliable energy and peace of mind, because safety runs through everything we do.
Wheatland Electric, delivering energy for life. A Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Our story starts back in 1844 in not-so-merry England, where a group of weavers, fed up with the high price of company store groceries, pooled their money to buy their own food, creating a new form of business, the cooperative. The idea caught on. Here in the U.S., President Roosevelt gave electric cooperatives a jumpstart with the founding of the Rural Electrification Administration, the REA, telling American farmers and ranchers, if you want electricity, you can do it yourselves. And they did. Rural men and women quickly began scraping together the $5 needed for membership and equity in the co-op. Up went the poles and wire and lines to bring rural folks what they so desperately needed, power. Soon, electric cooperatives popped up all across the country, transforming the way of life in rural America. Today, there are more than 900 electric co-ops in the U.S., bringing electricity to some 42 million Americans. So how do cooperatives work? First off, cooperatives are not for profit. Money comes in from members when they pay their electric bills. Money goes out to pay co-op expenses. A little bit is set aside for emergencies and the future. Any leftover is returned to members. Pretty sweet, huh? But it's not just about the money. Co-ops exist only to serve their members. They have a unique set of cooperative principles. All may join, regardless of race or gender or creed. That's the first principle of cooperatives: voluntary and open membership. Members vote for their directors to lead their co-op. They vote yay or nay on big issues. Majority rules. That's the principle of democratic member control. Everyone pays a little money to become a member. An owner. We call that principle participating economically. Cooperatives believe and invest in education, training, and information. That makes them smart and sets them apart. Cooperatives stand on their own two legs. Decisions are made locally for local people. We call that principle autonomy and independence. But cooperatives also work together. They join forces to restore outages after storms, get financing, do research, and speak up in the halls of government. We call this hallowed principle cooperation among cooperatives. It's what makes us strong. And co-ops have a heart, a big heart. They help kids and industries and communities to grow. They give to hospitals and fire stations, ballparks and businesses. Cooperatives deeply demonstrate this principle: concern for community. Community's a cool concept. Communities are just groups of people. And that is the cooperative's secret ingredient. It's the dedicated people who work day in and day out to provide reliable and affordable power. It's the elected people who shape the policies and tackle the big issues. For the most important group of people, the members. Members, the whole reason cooperatives exist. Now that's the cooperative difference. And that's the cooperative advantage. Brought to you by the passionate people of NRECA.
All right, if I could have your attention, please. We'll resume the meeting and give the results. The following trustees have been elected to the Wheatland Electric Board of Trustees via member mail-in ballots as required in our bylaws and conducted by survey and ballot systems. District 5, Jeff Clark. District 6, Mary Beth Binker. District 7, Dustin Stansberry. Wheatland trustees had 2 ballot proposals, and we have the results. Ballot Proposal 1, that included the 3-year waiting period for former employees to run for trustees, to add the requirement that new business must be part of the notice of the annual meeting, and that only properly nominated candidates will be counted for trustees, passed. Ballot Proposal 2, taking out the phrase telecommunications service as part of the bylaw, passed. We will now announce the grand prize winner, a Dyson Purifier Hot Plus Cool. The grand prize winner is Craig Richards from Scott City. All right. Congratulations. Congratulations. Stick around and the Wheatland employees will help you load your prize. Let me get my glasses on here. Additional door prize winners have already been drawn. Winners' names are displayed on the video screen. For those winners in Scott City today, you will be able to pick up your prize at the prize table before you leave. If you're a winner at one of the remote locations, we will notify you when and how you will be able to pick up your prize. Several of the prizes were donated by vendors, and we'd like to thank them for their contributions. Please stand as we will now retire the colors. All right, let's give them a round of applause. I think they did a really good job today. Thank you, gentlemen. All right, thank you all for your patronage, your trust, and for coming out today. I declare the 2025 annual meeting of the Wheatland Electric Cooperative Incorporated adjourned.